welcome to another edition of Bolton In. That's right, the band's back together. Laura Lafferty, of course, crook last week, Laws, and great to see you on the mend. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, much better this week. Last week was definitely doom and gloom, but we're back up, we're back together. Yeah, really looking forward to. I had an extended break compared to you guys. Back to be here this week though.
It's fantastic to have you back. And ads, no flu, no viruses your way, mate. You are just loving that American summer, I'm tipping at the moment.
Oh, absolutely loving it. But ratings were down last week, I heard, without Laura. So it's good to have her back. The tripod and triangle is together, and now the normal recordings can continue. But yeah, I'm working on my tan, Matty. What do you reckon? It doesn't seem to be happening over here, but there's a long summer to go.
Mate, you are looking absolutely magnificent. Hey, listen, it's obviously the Queensland Winter Carnival and the Doomben 10,000 last week. A really impressive victory by Sunshine in Paris. Rothfire runs second, great run. Paylon as well. Ads, what did you make of the winner? It was a good victory, wasn't it?
It really was. And it was something that we talked about going into it, Matty. We talked about the likes of the overpasses, the Swartz, how we really like them. And Sunshine in Paris was one that I mentioned in that too. I was like, this is a horse I may want to be with, and I tipped it in Sydney as well. But just with the conditions, it made it really tough. And you only have to look at second and third, paying 40 to 1 and 50 to 1. Those conditions did play a part. But the one thing they got right was Sunshine in Paris. The money continued to come for her. I think she jumped $3.30 in the end or something. So they knew she got through it nicely. Well-deserved win. She's a really tough mare. I remember she was one of Shane's favourite, and she always just pops up for a victory in a preparation. You can guarantee she's going to get one. So really well done by the connections. I'd be lying when I saw my chances were out that I wasn't cheering for Rothfire. I thought, geez, this would be nice at 40 to 1. Can the old boy get up, show a bit of class, but a huge run by it as well. But conditions certainly played a part. Sunshine in Paris got through it well, and a well-deserved win.
Yeah, and obviously, Lord's drying track this week. Even though there's a bit of rain around New South Wales, I think Queensland not as bad as it was last week. So we expect to be a little bit back on top of the ground this week, so to speak, don't we?
Yeah, I actually was on the phone to Samuel Hyland, the track walker there at Doomben. So yeah, had a good conversation with him last night. He said just exactly like you said, no rain forecast for this week. So they'll be looking to sort of start on it's a soft 5 right now, but yeah, obviously as a couple of days approaches before Saturday, they're looking to get onto a good 4, which I was surprised about how heavy it was last week and the good turnaround. But he said they've got good, obviously, not just the
drainage up there.
but the drainage. Sorry, that's the word I'm looking for at the track there. So he said that they'll nearly start on a good 4, which, yeah, other than the wear and tear towards the inside of the track from last week's heavy conditions. But he said other than that, might play a little bit superior to the outside of the track again. Like I mentioned, just because of that wear and tear. But he said overall, he thinks it'll play fairly even on Saturday.
Yeah, that's great to hear, isn't it? And those tracks up there, they are used to copping, like a couple of inches of rain, and they do tend to handle it a bit better. So, yeah, it is going to be a cracking next couple of weeks, that is for sure. And hopefully the rain kind of stays away. But it's funny, I think even talking to a lot of the Victorian trainers that do send horses up there, I think they tend to think that you've got to get through the ground. That, you're looking for the kind of the soft trackers, don't you, Ads?
Oh, exactly right. I mean, it is winter. You've got to be prepared for that type of stuff. So
Yeah.
I think if you're sending a horse all that way, you'd want to be making sure it's one that has the potential to get through if those conditions are going to be coming, because we have seen in recent years, you are going to face a wet track one of those weekends.
Hey, let's have a look at the Group 1 this weekend. It's the Doomben Cup over the 2,000 metres, a race 8, 3:57 p.m. in the Palmer Bet market. Has Antino at $3.30 favourite. What a victory last start at the Gold Coast. Pride of Jenny returned magnificently well last start, $4.20. And a big draw card this weekend. Faulkner Park at $8. Elias at $8.50. Kovalika at $9. Lindemann, another one from the Wally Yard at $11. Militarised, $16. Bois d'Argent at $20. Ozapenko, $23. And My Oberon at $23 as well. Now, I'm going to be very keen to get both your thoughts. Firstly, I'm actually starting to think and starting to believe that Pride of Jenny might be just a 1,600 metre. I reckon that's the wheelhouse. I'm thinking the 2,000 metres and testing 2,000 metres might be the question mark. I'll go to both of you. I'll start with you, Laws. What are you thinking with Pride of Jenny and the 2,000 metres in this Doomben Cup?
Yeah, I'm exactly with you, Matty. Like I think 2000 meters might be a question mark. And like I said, we spoke about it couple of weeks ago when she was getting ready for set up. She killed it at Caulfield, first up, and you were on her, Matty, actually, I think. And great initiative by Kanga to shout the bar, I think that weekend. And then second up, we all had sort of question mark on her after bleeding and the prep that she ended on previously, and she come back great, but you know that question mark, and I think she might do it again. She put in again a good first up run, and now second up, I just don't think, yeah, after being a bleeder, second up is known, and we've seen it last time that she, yeah, might not bounce back. It is very common for horses that are bleeders, and she, yeah, I'm not keen on her second up. I'm not keen on the 2000 meters, like you said. And so, yeah, I'm not with her this week, but I do hope, you know, obviously for her and the connection, she's such a good horse for racing, that she does run well. But yeah, I'm not with her this week. I'm not too keen. What about you?
Yeah, ads. I want to get your thoughts on this as well. Yeah, I just the 2000 meters. That's the question mark for me this weekend. She's worth 3 or 4 thousand through the gate. I love seeing her go around in that. But what do you reckon? What are you thinking?
Yeah, she's a draw card. There's no doubt about that. Queensland will be pumped to have her there. Look, I was pretty strong that day that I thought she was going to flop, and she did. As I said, I thought it was one of the better lays going around in recent times, and certainly advise punters here to be doing exactly that. Now, I'm not as strong to lay her this time, and that's just because I don't think the class is there this time. There's not the bright sides. There's not the Via Sistines. It's still a good field, but it's not a great field. And that race where I was very, very hard on the lay, it was a great field. So I'm not as strong, but I don't have her in my top three here. I think she'll be out in front. I think she'll fold late. I don't think she'll fold as bad. I can see her being beaten sort of 3 to 7 lengths, but yeah, for mine, she's not a winning chance in the race. I'd be very surprised if she got up.
There you go. So we could all have egg on our face come 4 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. It wouldn't surprise us at all. Right, Laws, which way are you going for the big Group 1, the feature, the Doomben Cup?
Yeah, my best bet is Fawkner Park. Drawn well, maps to get a really nice run in behind the speed. And if it plays anything like last week, albeit it won't be on a heavy track, it will still be on top of the ground, but it should still play superior. So I think it maps really well. The speed map suggests, obviously, with Pride of Jenny as well and Lindemann in the race, that it could be a really strong tempo, and you'll get a genuine tempo with Pride of Jenny. But Fawkner Park will, I think, just sit off them, get the grouse run in behind them, and come swooping towards the outside, which will be on the superior ground. So I don't see any, anything wrong with the run that Fawkner Park will get. Draws to get a really nice run.
Ethan Brown's in good nick at the moment too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's shown a 7 Group 1s this season for him.
Yeah,
So
line.
yeah, he's
In multiple states too.
Yeah.
Doing it
exactly.
everywhere.
Yeah, you're so right. A lot of those really good jockeys, they get on really good horses and sort of carries them through a little bit. But like you said, different state for different trainers. Kieran Maher's obviously his pin-up trainer, but yeah, he's riding Group 1s for the likes of Gavin Bedgood, a whole range of people, which is a good indication that he's not just good with Kieran Maher, he's just a class jockey on whatever he gets given. And you see it time and time again too with Ethan, a bit of a tangent, sorry, but like even his second and third place getters that I just watched at Flemington just gone here last weekend, like he's riding horses that are like $20-$30 to run good seconds and thirds too. So he can ride them to run really well.
Yeah, absolutely. What's your value bet, Laws?
My value bet is Lindemann. I've stuck with this horse the whole way through. He's ultra consistent. This one's different. He's on speed, but he doesn't have to be. I've followed this horse the whole way through Sydney's last prep. Ultra consistent. Happy to be with him again. I've seen them ride him on speed. Typically at the start of the prep, he looks like a bit of a one-trick pony on speed, but as he developed his racing throughout last prep, he's become quite the tractable racehorse. So I wouldn't say he's that one trick pony that he was, and he's super tractable, which I really like, and especially in this race with Pride of Jenny, he'll probably need to take the sit because it would be silly of him to go with her. So I like his chances more as he progresses and furnished into the perfect racehorse. Yeah, I think he'll sit just off the speed, and he's a horse that can soak up that high pressure and continue to run on. So yeah, I'm really keen on Lindemann as my value bet.
Love it. Love it. So Faulkner Park and Lindemann for Laura Lafferty. What are you thinking, Adam McGrath?
Tell you what, she's come back well. Old Loz, like the way that she sold out Faulkner Park there. I'm with her. Faulkner Park's my best bet in the race. You only got to take a look at the track record. 2 starts, winning a third, has won 5 from 10 at the distance. Look, everything Laura said, I couldn't agree more with. If you actually watch the replay from the Doomben 10,000, stop it as they're cornering for home. Faulkner Park's the one that's absolutely bolting. And then you watch it and Antino down the straight. Antina just gets through the ground better. It's as simple as that. Faulkner Park spins a little bit. Kovalica comes up and Faulkner Park goes again, which showed me that it was tough. It still had plenty left. It just didn't get through the heavy going as well as Antino. Soft track, which, as I said, I did it for a soft 5, good 4. So I love hearing that it's going to be, by the sounds of it, good 4. I think Faulkner Park's just going to get the run of the race. The big key, which also Laura mentioned there, was Pride of Jenny in it. I think that's another added bonus for Faulkner Park. So that form around Via Sistina earlier on this preparation, what I saw last start was enough to suggest that it'll be winning. My value bet, I said I wouldn't do it. I'm done it again, Matty. You know exactly who it's going to be. Kovalica, why not? Let's continue going with the drought. 727 days since Kovalica won a race. J-Mac takes the ride. Barrier 6. Love the way that it got home. Again, I think the speed in the race is going to be beneficial. Kovalica's raced in some pretty good races. I think it gets its chance here. But Faulkner Park, I'm pretty keen here.
Wow. Kovalica, mate. You just, it's one of those horses you just
sucker for punishment.
Sucker for punishment. Right? I'm sticking fat with Antino. That was impressive. I know he got the conditions to suit, but Blake Shin might just hold the keys to this horse. I think 8 starts for Shin, 3 wins, 2 seconds, 2 thirds. Only out of the money once. I reckon that's the key. 2 from 2 at the track. That is a massive tick. And happy to play. I reckon be fitter off that run last start. Absolutely blew him away, to be honest. It was a good victory. So Antino, definite top pick. And I've said it on Militarized, coming through the same race, probably wasn't as flashy as Kovalica, but gee whiz, I reckon, with that Chris Wallop polish, I reckon this horse might be ready to peak. And Tommy Berry in the saddle, and happy to play around about that $16 or $17 mark. So that is the way I am playing in the Doomben Cup, the only Group 1 this weekend. Right, let's play around the rest of the country. Adam McGrath, I'll come back to you first, mate. What do you got for us in Perth, buddy?
And just on that, Matty, no knock from me on Antino, whether it's solely a pricing as well. I know some people would want to jump off going, oh, it's a heavy win. This horse can win on a good track. We've seen it before. We know the class 2. So definitely no knock there on Antino. If you're doing a quaddie, I think you want it. You want Militarized, you want Kovalica, and you probably want Faulkner Park there, sort of the 4 to be looking at. But out west, we started right last week.
Don't forget Lindemann, mate.
Yeah, we'll keep Lindemann up on speed, just bowling along, breaking Pride of Jenny's heart. Race 2, number 2 at Belmont Park. What was that?
Sorry, you go. I was going to say, I really like Lindemann, but I'm so biased with this horse, and I don't know why. But yeah, no, that's all right. I hope he's a little bit of a value bet. He's under the rug a little bit there, but it's all right.
You never have to explain when you like a horse, Laura. I mean, look at me. I'm 727 days with Kovalica. When you find one, you can stick with it and you can make any reason for it. But yeah, Matty, at Belmont Park, race 2, number 2, Zaza Rock, looking to go back-to-back. This horse has improved dramatically since joining the Williams stable. And then race 3, number 5, Forever Boy. If you want to go and watch a sick beat last time, go and have a look at this horse coming up behind them and just Pat Carberry almost standing vertical on it. Nothing he could have done, just ran out of room there. I think it'll be bouncing back as well. So race 2, number 2, race 3, number 5, both at Belmont Park.
Oh, you are the king of the West, mate. Don't worry about that. Laura, what else have you got for us, buddy?
Sandown, back to Victoria. Sandown race 8 on Saturday. Number 12, the Open. Same as yours, Matty.
Here we go.
Hello, the whole country, and you two choose the same.
I'm really actually hoping I tip a winner this weekend because I haven't been too good with
So's Matty now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think the stable is knocking on the door to have a really good weekend. Their horses have just been running really, really, really well. Set up their property great. I think they've got a new pool in their property as well. And I just think the horses are going really well at the moment. I think this one might be the start of a really purple patch for them. Wodonga, my second one, Wodonga, race 2 Insane Harry of Simon Zara's. Consistent, coming off a strong maiden with form stacking up after its last start run. Stays at the same distance. The horse that finished 4th in that last run, first up, won really well at Werribee on Friday. So again, the form around this horse. Hopefully it's going to another week race at Wodonga and can run over the top of them. So that is Wodonga, race 2, the acceptances hasn't come out yet. So I don't have the number. Right. Insane Harry.
Insane Harry. I love it. I like going to Wodonga. 2 ads.
We are. Hello.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm happy to bet on any track.
And do you know what? I'm feeding him. I love the fact that you're with the Open too. I reckon this horse has got a heap of ability, and you're right about Paddy and Michelle Payne. Generally at this time of the year, when the track starts softening up a little bit, this is when they really come to the fore. This horse has got an above average ability, a couple of cracking runs. I reckon needed the blowout last start. It'll be ready to fire, I reckon, this weekend. So the Open, I reckon, will be very, very hard to hold out. And I've stuck at Doomben, race 7, number 12, Dame Commander, one from the Bjorn Baker team. This horse won a nice race last start for mine. Rachel King in the saddle, and I just reckon a little bit of Bjorn polish. And I don't even know what price yet, but hopefully there's something a little bit each way, I reckon, for race 7, number 12. Dame Commander. Download the Palmerbet app. That is the key. It's a really simple app to navigate through, and always think about what you're really gambling with. That is the key messaging, that is for sure. Ads, Laura, great to have the full team back together. Always a pleasure. And look, it's going to be a great weekend of racing this weekend, of course. Sandown in Melbourne. We've got Sydney racing. We've got Doomben racing. In the next couple of weeks, the focus and the attention will be north of Australia, and that will be up in Queensland, which I'm really looking forward to. But great to see you two, and we'll look forward to dissecting next week, and hopefully there's plenty of winners for the viewers.
Great to have the team back. Good luck, guys.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.